Is the media industry really as friendly as it seems? Is every day packed full of laughs, or is it all different behind the screens? We aim to shed light on what happens on the major issues and controversies surrounding big media corporations in the hopes that we can evoke change. Throughout the ages, media has evolved due to the vast amount of technology we have, which also means more and more TV and films are being made and released. TV shows and films are becoming increasingly popular due to the expansion of media networking sites. More people watch the programs to see the stars that are featured on it. Shows and films are getting more views due to the advertising they have on sites such as transport logos, YouTube ads, Instagram, radio and much more due to people being on social networking sites for 8 hours per week. ITV is a commercial TV network, which means broadcasting TV and radio via privately owned corporate media. Do you work in the media industry?
Yes, I do. I've been working for ITV for just 2 years now.
How do you find the working conditions?
There is an inconsistent quality of leadership. Some showrunners are great, while others are not. And once you sign that contract, they basically own you until your contract ends. So they could make you do longer hours with less pay or however long they like.
There are a lot of jobs in the media industry, some good and some bad. A lot of work by a lot of workers is required to maintain all of ITV's many different networks.
Hi, my name is Daniel. I am 20 years old and I've been working at the ITV for about 2 years now.
How did you get your job at ITV?
I was actually quite fortunate, to be honest. I had a friend of mine who worked as a camera operator on the set of Emmerdale, I think it was. And he just had some connections. He put me in touch with a couple of people, and here I am now for the job.
How do you find working at ITV?
I actually find it quite enjoyable, to be honest. The people there are very nice. I get along with all my co-workers. I get a lot of work done when I'm there because the environment is so nice and clean and non-toxic, and everyone just knows what they're doing. They're ready to sit down and they're ready to do work.
However, not all media companies treat their workers with the same love and care as ITV. Have you heard of the BBC, and do you know what they do?
Yes, I know of them. I watch BBC every day. I know they make TV series and news programmes. That's about it.
Do you know what the BBC owns?
Channels like BBC One, BBC Two, BBC Three, BBC Four and BBC News.
There is also BBC Parliament, CBBC, CBeebies, BBC One, Two for both Northern Ireland, Scotland and Wales, BBC America, BBC Radio 1, 2, 3 and more. Do you know any more about the BBC?
Well, I know, Well, I know that they are partnered up with other companies, like other big companies do. They work with local news, BBC iPlayer and BBC Academy partnerships.
The BBC is a public service, which means they publicly broadcast their programmes on radio, television, YouTube and other networking sites. Their funding comes from the government. The BBC are the largest broadcasting company in the country, stretching over many different platforms. Since the BBC is a massive organisation, they also need many workers, but also because the BBC is such a big company, it's hard to keep track of how everyone is being treated. How did you get your job at the BBC?
I inquired an apprenticeship when I left school, and when I finished the apprenticeship, they gave me the job.
How do you find working at the BBC?
It's okay. It's not as enjoyable as I thought it would be. I get a lot of abuse from other co-workers.
What type of abuse?
Mainly verbal abuse. They don't speak to me as well as they speak to other people, and it's not a very pleasant environment.
It's not just the BBC who treat their workers poorly. Research shows that other companies such as Channel 5 also have a history of mistreating their workers. So we decided to speak to members of the public to get their opinions on the matter and expose big companies such as the BBC. Looking at these reviews,
What type of company would you say these are about?
Well, I'm going to say that the negative reviews are more or less like the low companies like Dave or That's Lancashire, and the positive reviews are more or less like ITV, Channel 4 or the BBC.
The reviews are very bad, so I believe the company isn't very good. The workers clearly don't enjoy it there, and overall the work and the company isn't very good.
Okay, so what if I told you?
The good reviews are from ITV and the bad reviews are from BBC One.
Are you pulling my leg?
These were for the BBC.
They're from the BBC? No way, you're lying.
Workers are not just mistreated by their bosses, but by their co-workers also. A lot of racial profiling goes on behind the scenes, while no one takes any action about it. You may have heard of whitewashing, as it's a mainstream problem with the media industry, but there are many more race-related problems in the media industry that go under the radar. There are many issues with the media industry at the moment, and something needs to be done. If you are a victim of work-related racial profiling or being mistreated at work, please contact these numbers.